So The Lord of the Rings of Power is finally here. The first 2 episodes are now out for all of us to go watch on Prime Video, so if you have not watched them yet, definitely go check them out, then come back and watch this review. I do have a full non-spoiler review. This review is going to very much dive into certain details, but overall just give some more underlying for why I love this show so far, and I can't wait to see your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. So let's dive right into this. Episodes 1 and 2, it's going to be a little bit hard to recap the entire episodes because it's 2 hours of great Lord of the Rings content, and we haven't gotten this in a while. Personally, I was not a big fan of The Hobbit. I just personally was not, but I did enjoy the Hobbit book. But I love the Lord of the Rings movies. I love that trilogy more than most, and well, I guess not most, because a lot of people do love the Lord of the Rings, but I love that trilogy, and I enjoy the books growing up. I've not read them in years. And I'm not the biggest person when it comes down to Tolkien and everything of that, when it comes down to lore and whatnot. I am very a novice to it all, even though I love these worlds. So this show had a lot riding on its back personally for me, because I was not also a big fan of the trailer. So I liked the first one, but everything other than that just really looked more like, yeah, beautiful, but what's the story about? And if it's really to tell off these first 2 episodes, there is a grand scope here, and that's one thing that I definitely want to focus on. I've really much hyped up in my non-spoiler review the scope of it all, the look, the cinematography, J.A. Bayona's direction, and all that stuff. All of that looks phenomenal in every way possible that you could really look at. But when we actually look and take a deep dive into everything in here, when it comes down to the characters and story, that is the thing that I really want to focus on here. And first off, just the opening scene from the first episode and seeing how it really establishes what is going on here, what is the purpose, where are we at in the timeline, as well as just seeing Galadriel be the main focus of the first 30 minutes. It kind of feels, in a way, something, how do you say, very homey to it, a very home style feel to it, because Galadriel and of course Elrond are 2 of the main characters that we knew back in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and getting to actually see a little bit more of them in this time period is very specific. And Galadriel for sure is a badass, and I loved seeing her build up. What is her purpose? Why is she sitting out to this? Why is she trying to do this? It's all a revenge mission in a same sense and form, and I really like that. Elrond, in the same way, is dealing with a lot of different avenues here, and again, seeing how they bicker, how they find each other, and again, the look of this all, the series, it brings Middle-earth to life in a way, because in a grand scoping way, we get to spend more time in each and every part of these worlds that we get to go into within Middle-earth, and again, Galadriel and Elrond, love what they were dealing with them. Specifically in the first episode, I think the second episode does a good job of introducing more characters to it all. Specifically, of course, Arondir, and again, I'm going to honestly butcher a lot of these names, but I really like that, and seeing how he is facing a lot of the dilemmas when he is finally called back, but gets to go and, talk to this woman that he's obviously very interested in, and they have a history to it, and that whole entire situation at that house, when that medieval disgusting little orc which completely comes out and they have to beat him up and kill him, and that was intense. Then him crawling through the little cavern in episode 2, that was intense. And it's elements like that that really further out this world. And while I'm not fully invested with everyone else, mostly Galadriel and Elrond that I'm mostly focused in on, because they really do a great job of developing both of them so far, but that doesn't mean that I'm not excited to see the rest. Because when you look at the Hobbit storyline and everything going around that, and the stranger, and who is this stranger, and I know there's been a lot of conversations, especially even at San Diego Comic-Con, where we had this discussion of who is that? And I'm curious to see who you guys think it is, so make sure to start firing your discussions down below. Every single week a new episode comes out, I'm going to ask you guys who you guys think it is, and then next week I'm going to look at the comments, see what the major one was, and bring it up, and we're going to have a conversation about that, of course, but because right now I have no idea. I want to think it's not as obvious as it's probably going to be like a Sauron or a Sauron or something like that. Sorry, mispronounced that. I know, probably going to get attacked in the comment section for that. But those are the conversations that I want to have down below, because even after watching this, I'm like, there's no way it can be that obvious. It's going to be a character that we all know, but what character is it? How does it tie into this? Those are the questions. Why did he rain down from the sky? I mean, maybe there's something in lore that already knows this, but this seems to be one of the biggest aspects of the mystery, and I think this is going to be a mystery that happens to be throughout this entire season. And that's what I'm really excited to see, is how that goes about. But I'm jumbling, I'm rambling, I'm jumping everywhere. I do want to go back to Galadriel, and of course, when she jumps off the ship at the end of episode 1 and where that leads her into episode 2, being stranded, finding another ship. Then this giant ass fish thing starts destroying that boat. And the J.A. Bayona did a really good job directing that moment, because when she's going like this and the camera's going up and down, it was very intense, because we know she's gonna live because of obviously lore and everything like that. But how messed up could she possibly get? Those are the things that I was really looking forward to seeing, and seeing how they were able to develop that and really give us a very thrilling episode. And the same thing kind of goes as well to when even smaller moments of seeing Elrond compete against Prince Durin and seeing them smash the rocks, and obviously knowing there's this competitive fierceness to them, this backstory that we don't know about yet. And as he asks him, can you walk me out? They start having this conversation. You start to see how much history is behind that all. And I love that. I love that whole entire sequence of him just reminiscing and coming back to them, and then of course having to get to the nitty-gritty of what's going on. These are the elements that really make me fall for Rings of Power in a lot of different ways. And there's so much that happened in this that I'm absolutely going to miss talking about something, and that's where the comment section is, guys. So make sure, again, to leave your thoughts, hit that like and subscribe button, and overall to just kind of give my basic, overall, kind of spoilery, kind of non-spoilery thoughts for the rest of the season, or for the rest of the 2 episodes, is I'm so into this. I love being back in Middle-earth. I forgot how much I love Middle-earth, but it is a really great feeling to get characters that you really are invested in. I'm not fully invested in every single person yet, but I'm assuming as the season progresses, I'm going to be. It's a lot of story. And I was trying to take notes, but the things that really stuck out to me was the things with Galadriel, Elrond, and of course Prince Durin, and a little bit of Arendar. God, I need to get these names right. I know. But those are the things that I started looking at the most. Everything else is really good, but God, is there going to be a lot for this show. So thank you so much again, guys, for watching this. You guys are really all the best. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as comment down below your guys' overall thoughts for the first 2 episodes of The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. Lots of coverage coming for this very soon, and I can't wait to get more of your guys' thoughts down below. So, of course, until next time, stay classy.